Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Oztron and we are back playing Gearblocks, and for today's episode we are going to explore creating our own internal combustion engine. And from what I understand, this is a new update to the game where they now include the ability to create your own internal combustion engine. And so I want to explore creating something like a V8 or V10, see what kind of power output we can get, and use this for our next creation of creating a some type of vehicle, I guess. I'm not really sure what we're going to make with it, but we need some kind of engine to power it. So basically we need to just kind of get off the pot here and figure out how to make this thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, so come over here to this little pad out in the middle of this desert biome, I guess. And we need to start with, I guess, a foundation here or something to add on. So if we look at these blocks right here, we have these little V60 and V90, I guess a 60-degree angled block, and this is a 90-degree angled block. This is 45. So I'm not sure which one I want to go with. So let's go with this one here. I've not done a 45 V9. A 90-degree block is kind of your typical V8 setup. And let's check this out. So let's spawn one of these in, and of course it's sideways, so let's fix this and get that going the right direction here. Come on, flick around. Okay, I guess we can't really get it to, I don't know why it goes at 45 degrees and why it's always flat. Seems like it should spawn in, like there should be like a bottom spawn or something with these things. This is not the only game that does that. It seems like there's a lot of games that spawn in your items like upside down or on some kind of plane. It's very strange. It seems like the devs could put like a little code snippet on what the bottom is and have it pop in the right orientation. That would be normal, so we don't have to waste all the time, you know, reorienting our blocks every time we spawn one in. So anyway, just a note that I noticed, but let's see. Now let's do a little beam here. Same thing with the beam. And let's get this going like that. I'm gonna put this down right here. Okay, is that sideways? How do we get that straight? Okay, let's do this. Let's spawn in a plate 2. So we need some kind of plate. What the heck? And I think if I hit Control T, or no, Control F, doesn't that make that fall down to the ground? Guess not. I'm still learning the controls here. Okay, so I got that kind of figured out. So basically I just needed to fall onto the ground, and now we need to add this little deal up on top of here, maybe like that. Yeah. So from my understanding, we need a kind of a platform to connect our cylinders and our engine components to. So even though this looks like maybe like the block of an engine, it's technically not. And that was kind of confusing to me before on how to create it. But basically we need some kind of base to snap all of our components to. And that will kind of make sense here in a second. So let me duplicate this piece here. We're going to pop this up and see about sticking that on right there. Then we're going to duplicate that one. See about sticking this one here. And let's rotate that like that. Oh, mouse went all crazy. And then we're going to shorten these pieces real quick. We don't need them quite so long. There we go. Shorten it down to like 4 maybe. And do this one to 4 also. All right. And let's see, so now we have kind of our base of our block. So now we need to put in some cylinders, I think, over here. So right there. We could do the big ones or the small ones. I guess let's go ahead and start with the bigger cylinders. We also have transparent, so we can kind of see the parts moving on the inside. Let's go ahead and do that so we can kind of see what the heck's going on with these. And we need to reorient these again. So let's go to T to reorient. And I think it's just better to grab the blue line sometimes and it'll automatically snap a little. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it won't. Okay, there we go. So that's one spot there. And now I notice these have like a little black and white little circle in the middle. And I'm not sure if that is the kind of the center of gravity for this item or center of mass. maybe, not necessarily center of gravity, but center of mass, or if that's something else, I don't know. So let's duplicate this. We're going to stick this one over here, and we're going to rotate it as well. Not that way. We're going to rotate it this way and stick it over here, right about there. All right. So that is the cylinders. And now we need a crank to go into the middle section here. So we got that piece, and let's see, let's load up the crank. So we need, we had the 2x2, so we need a 2x2 crank. From my understanding, we need an output crank first. And here we go. So we got the output crank. We need to rotate this thing. So let's rotate this around like that. My goodness. Can we just get that to snap in the right way? All right, let's do this and then rotate like that. And we're going to slide this one in right about there, maybe. We need to go in a little further. Okay, so now we have that little center of mass dot right there in the middle. I don't know if that's where it needs to be, but it looks good to me right now. And I think we need to rotate this around also. We need not that way, not that way, not that way. Which way are we going here? There we go, like that. So we want the crank journals to be on the downward side, I think, because we have options on this that we can go to. So we have the crank offset. So if you don't have it pointed down, then it's not going to be at 0. And we can actually offset each crank piece that we add on to the engine. All right, so now we need to, I think, connect these. So we have to go to our 3 tool, number 3, which is our connection tool, and connect to the crank somehow. Maybe, oh, is that doing right, or do we need to do something else? All right, let's move this down a notch. This is the confusing part. Sometimes I get stuck, and then we need to make this rotate. There we go. And go back to our 3 tool, connect. There we go. It needed to be down a little further. There we go. And so what that does is it automatically adds a piston into the cylinder. So now we have pistons. They were blank before, and now we have them connected onto the crank journal. So that is what we need there. That is good. Now we need to put some heads on this thing. So let's go switch to our normal tool, go over here and select these heads and see if we can snap these things on right there. I don't know if there's a certain direction they need to be, but I think it just automatically knows which one is what. Oops, I didn't mean to jump. But yeah, kind of weird. So let's move this over here. And I need to rotate that and stick it onto there. Yeah, so now we have an exhaust port. We have an intake on top. And now we have the basics of a 2-cylinder engine. And we need to assign, I think, where do we assign? On the heads? Yeah, on the heads, we can assign the max RPM of the engine. So we can just set that up to 4,000. We have the volumetric efficiency, which is interesting. So 90-degree high torque. Let's see, we have our RPM. So this is the amount of torque, I guess, amount of power, most efficient power at this RPM. Let's see, RPM at which maximum volumetric efficiency is achieved. So might want that to be a higher number. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to play around with that. I don't know, like generally like an engine, like say you have a V8 or something and its max RPM is like 7,200 or something like that. Then it's usually will make it its max power. This is on a standard V8, like carbureted and all that stuff. Its max power will be between 3,500 to 4,500 or something like that. And it's never at the upper end of the RPM band. But, you know, so I'm not really sure if that's kind of what this is telling us right here. Kind of different numbers than what I'm used to seeing. We have the lambada. Wow, this is air fuel ratio. Wow. Okay, so equals 1. Greater than 1 is rich, and less than 1 is lean. Wow, so we can really tune these things. And then we have the amount of exhaust, how much exhaust particle effects show. So that's 50%. Oh wow, so we can increase the exhaust particle effect. All right, we'll have to play with that. So let's make this firing order number 2. All right, and set that one. Then let's come over here, make this our 4,000 RPM. We're gonna leave all this default right now. And then firing order number 1. So that's going to be the first firing order, second firing order. And then later, as we get to making like a V8 or a V10 or something like that, we will increase and get the right firing order that makes sense. So I'm going to kind of model this after something like a Ford Coyote motor or whatever, because we have this 45-degree plane right here. Is that right? 45 or is it 60? I can't remember. Yeah, it's 45. So this is very similar to the new modular motors, whereas a standard like LS7 or whatever motor, or LS1 or whatever, any of those LS motors are going to be a 90-degree motor, I believe, and old 302s and stuff like that, Ford motors are going to be a 90-degree. So this is 45, which I think actually the Coyote motor is like a 60-degree. I don't think it's 45, but whatever. We're going to go with this right now. It's close to a modular motor. And let's see, what else do we need to add to this thing? We need throttle bodies, right? Let's spawn in a throttle body. Nope, that's fuel. And this is the throttle body. Let's spawn in one of those. I'm not sure how many we're going to need. I kind of want to do maybe like a plenum of some sort. So what do we have for our pipes? Let's see over here. We have pipes. And we have straight pipes. Let's see what we can do with that. I kind of have an idea here. So let's get this figured out. We need a, oh my gosh, where am I going here? Let's rotate that around. Oh my gosh, what in the heck? Okay, that's what I want to do. And then let's shorten that thing to like that. I don't know if this is going to work exactly, but let's just see if we can make an actual plenum. So let's copy that. Why is that? How'd that go in there? Okay, just copy that. Oh shoot, give me my part. Okay, Control Z. Can we copy in a normal direction? All right, Shift. There we go. That's what I want. And now let's rotate this thing. All right. There we go. And should be able to slap that on right there. Nice. All right, so we have kind of start of a now I don't know like how like just how much we can create in this thing. So do we have the ability to make plenum pieces? Curious. Or do we have, can we use something like this? I see that we have this piece and these little cross pieces here. Let's look here. Let's look through our deal, and then over here we have plate. Now can be swapped, and cylinder. So that's a cylinder. Will this make a through hole? Like if we put, I'm curious, like if I put this up here and, you know, like, can we make a actual air plenum that works? Or does it have to be sealed? I might be making this too complicated. Let's put that off to the side for right now, because I think we can resize this, right? We see something. Okay, we have that. Why? Yeah. So we can resize it down like this. There we go. And I don't know if that's going to do what I want it to do, though. Will that snap onto there? I don't think that's going to snap onto the pipe pieces, so I'll experiment with that later. Matter of fact, let's just delete that. Okay. And let's see if we can take this, maybe raise this up a little bit. Let's get it there. Put this one up like that. And then if we spawn in that other part that I saw under the pipe section, which is, I think, this piece right here, spawn that in and see how we can snap this around. Let's rotate this thing here like that and stick it on there. Maybe? Is it going to stick on? Oh, look at that. It worked. Okay, so we kind of have two connections right there. That seems to work. Wow, okay, nice. All right, so now we can use a single throttle body. We can just get it to snap on. I don't know which way it's supposed to go though. So is it going to snap on to there? Maybe we need to rotate it like this a bit more. Okay, so now we have a throttle body. And I think there's some settings we have on this thing. Yeah, so let's make our throttle body. We'll make it T for throttle and say check mark. And now from my understanding, we need a starter and we need a gear or something. So, okay, where do we... Let's see. Let's do this. Let's get our starter motor. I think that's it right there. And put that sucker maybe up right there. Pointing the wrong way. Let's turn it around. Okay. Nope. I did not turn it around. There we go. Okay, so that's the starter motor. And I think we need some kind of shaft for that. Doesn't seem to have one. And axles. Don't see anything specific to starter, but I'm going to use this and hope that that's what we need. All right. It looks like it is going all... That's not in the right hole. Okay, let's select this and stick it in there. Okay, so now we have a starter motor. I figured that... Or starter shaft. So that seems like that's a little long. So let's shorten this up. Maybe to right there. And we need to see about adding a gear to that. So now we're getting our first gear section here. Spur gear, probably the smallest one, I would think. Oh, there's a clutch gear. Another clutch gear. Interesting. I wonder if these can be sized up. Well, I wonder if that's what we need. Do we need clutch gear or do we need a regular gear? I guess let's start with the regular gear and see if that will do what we need it to do here. Kind of like figuring this stuff out slowly. I did watch a dude's video on YouTube, someone else's video. I'd give him credit, but I can't remember where the video's at. But it kind of had a similar, not quite the same thing, but he made like a simple engine and kind of gave me an idea where to start. I know I have all the basic parts, but I think we might need also, I don't know if we need a battery or not, but might need a battery as well. So I'm just going to stick this down here just in case we need it. And then also we're going to need a, I believe, an alternator or something. So here's an alternator. All right, so we're going to put the alternator down here just to hold it for us. I don't know if we need it because I think we can set this up to where it doesn't require any electricity or fuel at first. And then we can add that as a consumption option later. Okay, so now we need a gear or something, some kind of bell housing on the back or maybe a clutch, something back here. So let's see what our options are. Let's see. Got parts, engine parts. We got fans for cooling, steering wheel. Where is the clutch stuff? Is it in here? So we have clutch. That does, I don't think that's, I think these are like torsion clutches or something. I'm not really sure. So let's see what we have. See anything there, there, or there. Is it in the engines? No. Up here, maybe? Oh, here we go. It's under brakes. Oh, brakes and clutches. Okay. So here's a clutch and ring gear. That's probably what we need. This looks like a torque converter or some sort. Clutch and ring gear ×3. That's a ×3. This is a 30. Okay, we might need this one. Let's try this one first. See if that's the size we need. I feel like it might need to be bigger. All right, put that on. Can we snap that? Can you get on there, dude? Get on there. What the heck? Okay, there it is. Oh, I see. That is not going to be big enough. All right, let's delete that. Let's bring in the other one. Probably this bigger one. All right. Oh, you know what? I need to probably rotate that around. Uh-oh. Get back up here. Let's see. Rotate backwards. There we go. Will that do it? That doesn't look like it's big enough either. We might need a bigger starter gear. Okay, so let's look at our starter options. I think we have something with this. Trigger key. We need to change that to, let's do G for starter. Max RPM, peak torque. I guess I'll leave those default. And now if I get out of here and see Control F, drop all this to the ground. Oh, it's moving. Okay, so I think there's an option for making this to where it doesn't move. Let's drop it on the ground, and then I can spawn in this thing, this little thumbtack over here. There we go. And I think this will make it to where it doesn't move around when I walk on it stuff. So you can't do that. So let's take that. Let's this over here. Stick that down there somehow, somewhere. That's not sticking on anything. Or do I need to pull that up? Maybe we need that up. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it's stuck in there. Oh, shoot. Okay. Where's my tack at? What? Where'd that piece come from? Okay. Where'd my thumbtack go? All right. I am confused on where my thumbtack went. So we'll just put in another one here. And I think I stick it just right there. Will that do it? I've hit Control F. Oh, it stays right there. Okay. So let's just put it down on the ground and Control F. All right, so now I can run into it and it's not going to knock it over. That's what the little tack does. All right. Let's see. And I could make it. Let's do this and take out the little thumbtack. Take that out. And let's Control F. Why is it not falling? This is the part I get confused about. So sometimes I select something and I just want to make it, release it to the ground, but it doesn't now. So I don't know, maybe it's because I have this in here. Let's delete that and then hit Control F. Yeah, see, it doesn't fall down to the ground anymore. It's kind of weird. Left Control F. Supposed to unfreeze it, but it's not doing it. So I guess we're just stuck with it there now. I really don't understand how to freeze and unfreeze things just yet with this thing, but let's try to start this motor. So I think we have to turn everything on. So it looks like we have an on button for this, for the heads. Turn that on. The crank, does it need to turn on? Nope. The heads don't. Well, the heads do. The cylinders don't. The throttle body needs to turn on. And then the clutch is already on. Then the starter needs to turn on. So if we hit G, that is supposed to activate the starter, but I don't see that it's doing that. So Control F. Okay, G. Oh, there it is. So it is unfreezing. It's just not doing it the way I thought. So there's G. Okay, so that is actually turning, but not turning the right thing. What the heck? Okay. I don't know why I did that. All right, so let's take out the gear and let's see. Oh, I made two. And put on a bigger gear maybe to turn this over. So go here. We went with the 8-tooth gear. Might need like the 12. I'm not really sure. Can't remember what size that is or how. Okay, we might have to play around with that. Also, I wonder if I can move the crank up, but I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, and here's our gear. So, and stick that on right there. Is that big enough? I don't know if that's big enough. So Control F, get out of here, and G. Oh, that's not doing it. Do we need a bigger gear than that? What the heck? Why does it do that? Not sure why it does that. Maybe. All right, let's go with a 18-tooth gear. I think this is going to be too big. Might have to make some adjustments here. Okay. All right, so there's our 18-tooth gear. That looks like it's too big. Let's go to the. Yeah, that looks like it's too big. I think we're going to need the 14, or no, the 16 maybe. Okay, so the 16 looks like it might line up. Let's go out of here and hit. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so we can see it's turning everything. See how that's working? So I believe if I just hold it down, it will auto start. There it goes. Look at that. We got it working. We can see the exhaust shooting out. We have our intake, I guess, right there. And we have a little 2-cylinder engine going. And then I think, what did I say? Throttle? T was throttle? Oh, whoa. That's a crazy sounding thing. All right, so we should be able to see stats on this too. So we can actually see, all right, this is our, volumetric efficiency on our exhaust is 21%. Thermal efficiency is 26. We can see throttle is at a 4-degree angle, I guess, for idling. And then we have our throttle fuel. Wait, is that fuel ratio? I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. What is MAN? Can't remember what all that stuff is. So T is the... So if we hit this and hit T... Oh, I see. So that shows you what degree we're at. Nice. And then this right here shows us what RPM we're at. So hit T. We're hitting 4,000 on the limiter. And here's our crank. Oh, so the crank actually tells us our... Whoa, okay, right here. Let's get T. So we have... I don't know what number that is. It's not showing. I think we can actually take... If I take this right here, like, how do I stop this thing? Let's see. If I just select this, oh, it just stops. Okay, there it goes. And I think if I duplicate, let's get out of this mode here. Okay, and if I duplicate this piece, we can put it right there. And I believe we can put a display in. And so we should have a display panel. I don't know where that's at though. Let's look around for a second. Okay, I found the display panel, so we can spawn that in. Where did it go? But I spawned it. There it is. And let's rotate this thing like that. Rotate it again, which is the front. Oh, I need to rotate it around. There we go. And now we can drag it, stick it on right there. And if we could look at our connections, we can, I think we can put in different things. So here we can go to our crank to see what that is. I think we can go to our throttle position to see what that is. And maybe what our heads are doing. And I think that's it. So let's unfreeze all this. Hit G for start. Oh, wait, I think I need to put power to this thing. So, okay, so we need power, I think. All right, so we have power down, we have a battery down here. So let's go to power, there we go, I think. I have no idea, I'm kind of just winging this part. I've not watched anything on how to do this. All right, so let's start the engine again. Do we need to turn it on? Oh, there it is. Turn it on. That would be helpful. Nice. So now it's showing us our RPM. And if I rev it with T, it's showing us negative. It goes weird. It's like, I see 200 and something for a split second. And then it shows negative after that. So watts. Now there is a rotation that you can add. You can actually reverse the rotation of everything. I don't know if that means we need to do that. So we're at 4 degrees on the throttle body. So pretty responsive. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, let's go in here, turn it off. And what we need to do now is duplicate these items. For the most part, add on to our crank. Now we have a decision to make whether we want to do like a cross plane a cross plane crank or a flat plane crank. So a flat plane is something like a Ferrari. A lot of European cars will run flat plane. They rev higher, but don't necessarily make as much torque and power sometimes. So they make their power more on the upper RPM range, whereas a cross plane will make a higher torque level, and that's more of your typical American V8 style. So like Mustangs and Corvettes and stuff like that will run a cross plane, unless you're in the new GT350, which I believe has a flat plane crank. So let's see what our options are. Let's add a couple of crank parts, and we need to, well, first let's probably need to add our cylinders. Let's duplicate our cylinders here. So if we select that one and select that, can I copy these all at once, like all of this? Oh wait, which way we want to copy everything? Oh shoot, now that's, I just see an issue all of a sudden. So I need to copy everything. Do we have, is there a part like that that has 4 connections on it? Let's look. And the pipe pieces. So we have this as 3 connections. Is this a bent with 4 connections, or shoot? Okay, we might have to, let's spawn that in, see what it looks like. Yeah, that's just a cross thing. All right, let's get rid of that. So, well, that might work actually. It is just 45-degree angles. It's not curved. Okay, I thought it was curved for a second. All right, so let's select this and select that one, select this one, that, and that. And then let's duplicate it forwards. I'm hoping that this will duplicate forwards. Just duplicate that one. So we have to duplicate each part. Shoot. Okay. What the? Jumped by accident. So oh, that went there. That's not where I want it to go. Okay, so duplicate, duplicate. And now we have a 4-cylinder. So let's duplicate some more. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and one more. And then we need to, wait, what happened to there? Why did that go down? That. Okay, then 1, 2, oh, come on, dude. Get your butt right there. Oh. All right, duplicating the wrong pieces. There we go. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. All right, so that should be 5 cylinders on each side. Right? Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh, I got too many. We're just going to do a V10. There we go. All right, so now we need crank parts. So we need the pieces that go in between. So let's go here. And I think we need these pieces right there. All right, this is going to be more like a Viper motor. All right, get in there. Right? Why are you not sticking in there? Turn off that piece. Oh, we got to rotate it around. I see. So we do need to remove this. Okay. So stick that right there. There we go. And then we need to duplicate that. And duplicate one more time. And then now we need an output shaft. So we need to go back into here, grab this one, right? And then this should, it doesn't, wait, oh no, is that the, wait, I think I selected the wrong one. We need this one, front. There we go. So they have like a little notch. See, there's like a little square hole on the back. So we need to make sure we get the right one. And we should be able to snap that into there. Let's get off that thing there. There we go. Okay, so all of our crank journals are pointing down. So we need, if we were to do a cross plane, easier to do that on a V8. So we would need 1 down, and we need 2 up, and then 1 down. That would be a cross, I mean, that would be a flat plane. Or we could just do each other one. So we could do it that way. So, or we could do a cross plane. Cross plane is going to have more of a thuggity thug kind of chop to it, I guess. So I think we can come in here, set this to, is it 90 degrees? So set that one to 90. I wish I could type where I want this to be. 90 degrees. All right, so that one is going 90 degrees. And then this one we'll do at 180. Okay, that should point up. This one we'll do negative 90 degrees. Okay, that should point that direction. And then this one we will leave down. Okay, I think this will be your typical cross plane kind of setup. So yeah, if you would look at the journals from the front, they make a cross rather than on each side. So we have, it's hard to see. So we have one sticking out there, one there. That one's going down. That one's going to the side. That one's going up. That one's going to the other side. And this one's going down again. All right. Okay, so now we need to connect our pistons together. So we go to our connect tool and we connect all the green dots to their appropriate cylinder, I guess. I don't know which way. That's not working. Okay, let me figure this out for a second. I can't get them to connect to the journals now. All right, guys, got it figured out. I needed to move the crankshaft up just 1 notch, and that seems to have worked. So now I can finish connecting up all the cylinders. So I really kind of wish there was something that let you know that you're not like within range of the cylinder things. So I think I have them all connected now. But yeah, basically I had the crank 1 notch down, and I thought that was a right location, but apparently it needed to be up a little higher. So let's go ahead and select this piece here. I want to extend this up just a little bit, just to this point right there to hold that front section, which I don't know if we need it or not. Then I also deleted my torque converter because I had to, or the clutch and ring gear because I had to resize it. So now I wonder if we can actually go to the right size, or not really the right size, but one of the default sizes. So let's look here under brakes. That's where our clutch is. So I might be able to use this one now. And let's rotate this guy here like that. Oh no, over that way. And stick it into that spot. Yeah, so now I think, look how close it is now. All right, that makes a little more sense. Okay, so we should be able to go to the normal and use the normal little spur gear here. Rotate this guy and stick that on right there. Yep, that's looking much better now. Okay, so now we have all 5-cylinder connecting rods connected to the crank. And let's double check, make sure I didn't change any crank settings. I think I changed this one right there. So yeah, this one needs to be 90. Let's put that back to 90 and do it like that. All right. And so I think we have the right setup. Okay, so now we need to adjust the firing order. Okay, so let's set the firing order. I just had to look it up on a V10 like this. So there's like several firing order options, but I'm gonna go with one that sounds a little bit more choppy. So I think we have, let's see, this cylinder right here is going to be, let's look. Nope, we have to do it on the head. All right, so that's number 1. So I'm not sure if it's one from the front to the back or one from the back to the front. I'm not sure if it matters. Let's go ahead. Normally it's one from the left head to the back, I'm guessing. So this one, let's start with this one. This one's set to 1. Okay. And then we need to set, it's going to go dink, 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 dink back and forth. So this will be 1. And then the firing order, next one would be number 6. So let's set this to 6, like that. Okay. And then the next head right there, we will do, that's going to be set to number 5. Now I don't know if this crank journals are in the right position for all this, but we're about to find out what happens. And then the 4th will be 1, 6, 5, and 10. So I'm just going straight off of Google here. Let's see, then this one right there will be 1, 6, 5, 10, 2. So we'll set this one down to 2. Okay. And then straight across the 3rd one, that's going to be 7, number 7 there. And then over here, I think that's the right one. Number 7, this will be 3. 3. And then over to this one. This will be 8. 8. And then the last one over here will be 4. Oops. Come on. Oh, I don't mean it. I'm trying to lock it. There we go. That's going to be 4. And then this last one actually right there will be 9. Okay. There we go. So now I need to copy the intake parts. Let's take this piece here and move that off. And let's see about copying these parts. So see, I need a bunch of these. So it's going to move that right there. And then how many I need? I need 8, 7. We need 7 more parts. Is that okay? Right. I don't know. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right, and we'll just plug in this side first, like that. Right there. Get over there. Oh, did I do 2 in the same spot? I don't know. We need to do another one. All right. We need to flip all of these. Can I select? Dude, get back up there. All right, we're just going to delete that one. There we go. And copy this one like that. Actually, we can just stack all these together, I think. It's weird how it does that. And then I think I control select all of these. And then can I rotate all of these together? If I hit, nope, can't. I can't. Well, I might be able to rotate that one. Let's see. Oh, I can. All right, that works. Deselect that, and that is not what I wanted to do. All right, rotate. There we go. That's what I want to do. All right, and then we should be able to select that one here. Get off the rotate thing. Give me that part. And then we should be able to stick that one right. I think, don't I have like a fly? Hit X to fly, right? There we go. Now I can easy see it easier. Okay, so select that one, stick that one right there. That one right there. Right there. Okay. So now I need to find that cross piece and hope that that's going to fit my intake. I think it's going to be this. Is it this piece or is it this? It's got to be. No, wait. It's got to be this piece. All right. So line. And we need to, let's look at that. We need to rotate this piece here to where we got to rotate it around. Like that. And then we need to kind of put it at a 45-degree angle like that. All right, then take that off of transform. And then let's stick it on here and hope that it fits. Look at that, it fits. Okay, so now we need to copy that. Hope that it copies in a straight line. So hit Alt. There we go, Alt. There we go, Alt. There we go. Look at that, we got a little intake. I mean, that's a thin kind of intake. I'd rather have like a fuller plenum, but whatever. We got what the game is giving us. So now we got the throttle body back on there. We're going to be super restricted with that little tiny throttle body. So I don't know if there's a way to make these bigger, you know? I don't see there's a way to size these to a certain, you know, size. Let's see. Do we have options if I control E on it? Do we have a input, idle, throttle body, the gamma, center, dead zone? Wow, there's a lot of technical stuff in here I wouldn't expect. Okay, so yeah, there we go. And I think that's all we need. Unless we want to add exhaust to this thing. But let's see if this thing starts up and see what it sounds like. All right, let's come off to selected. Let's hit G. Yep, that's gonna... Oh, it's not turning. Is it not engaging? Does it need a bigger gear? No, that should engage. Oh, you know what? I need to lock. I forgot. Okay, so one thing is I locked right here. We need to make that rotate because it was locked before. Why does it say not free to move? Those are all, oh, down here needs to, there we go. So now that's rotating. This should be purple also, wherever the heck it's at. Yeah, there we go. So now it's, instead of being red because this side was locked, both sides are locked. All right, now unfreeze everything. And can we start? Or there we go. Start. There it's go. Okay, it's going. Oh, we got some chop. But that says not connected. Oh, you know what? Let's what do I need? These are all on. Okay, good. So because I copied them, I guess they remained their settings. Yeah, I kept their settings, not really. This thing, why is that not connected? If I go here, let's just see. Let's select that. And what does this need to connect to? Oh, it's totally lost its connections. Oh, I guess because I deleted the crank. So that's what's going on. All right. So we have the RPMs, and then we have the heads, and then the throttle body. We'll connect it there. I don't know if we need to connect it to all the heads. We could do that, but probably don't need to, do we? All right, and then also connect to a battery. There we go. And let's come out of here and start the engine. Okay, got a weird idle to it. I think we're gonna have to mess with the firing order and the crank layout. So I might need to look up a V10, like say we'll just maybe go with something like a Viper. BMW has a V10 also, is pretty good. I don't know. Might look at some of these and just other engines, copy their cranks and firing order setup, because I don't think I have this one set up right. That's a heck of an idle. Let's see what it sounds like when we rev it. Oh, that is weird sounding. All right. Well, we have a setup. And does that throttle body open up? Oh, look at the throttle body pulsating. Oh, you can actually see it. Look at that. So, must be generating a lot of vacuum. So, we might have to play with a lot of the variables on this with the heads. So, we might need to adjust the maximum volumetric efficiencies and the RPM, peak volumetric efficiency RPM. I need to look at what all that is. Might be running rich too. I wish there was a way we could set all these independently. I mean, at the same time, like, I'd like to be able to adjust at once. So fuel ratio, I don't know, like normally I'm familiar with this being at like 10 or 14, in between those ranges, but I don't know what, this is kind of weird. So if we want to lean it out, go there. Might have to build an engine that is specifically just one cylinder while I mess with these to see what we can adjust. But all right, there we go. Pretty cool. Uh-oh, messed up my toilet. All right, that's what it sounds like, guys. Oh, there we go. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section about this engine setup. It's quite the learning process, and there's a lot going on here. So I think I need to adjust probably the firing order and the crank position first before we start messing with the other settings for the heads. And then maybe we need to make independent throttle bodies for each thing instead of one, because obviously it looks like it's affecting the throttle, where maybe it's creating an intense vacuum because we have all the runners running into one, which would be normal, but normally there would be a little bit more like bigger plenum aspect to this. So not just a little tiny pipe. So I might look to see if we can make a box on top and run all the pipes into the box. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I'll have to see if that capability is in the game. So anyway, let's turn this sucker off. There, that's kind of a crazy sound. And then we'll look at putting some exhaust on this too. So adding a few more things, but I need to tweak out the firing order. I'll do that kind of off camera because I'm gonna have to look up a bunch of stuff on this and see what we can do. But pretty cool. I mean, we're like super sophisticated with what all we can do with this thing. I mean, it's pretty crazy, you know, to be able to adjust all the different crank journals and mess with the heads and the fuel ratios, the throttle body and throttle body positions, sensor and all that stuff. We can, you know, adjust the intake runners as well, And then we have a cool little electronic displays that transmit or show our output in torque and RPMs and other, what I guess any other thing that we can think of, as far as it looks like there's all kinds of stuff I could hook it up to. And then I notice also inside this menu here, if we go to construction, not here, I think it's under advanced options, or where is it? They have like some scriptic items that I don't know where that is located. Maybe I'm not in the right part of the game, but there's more information that we can generate about the components in the game that we can actually have up on our screen so that we can better see everything at once without having to hook a display up to it. But I'm not really sure where that is at the moment. I saw it on one of the demos for the game when the engine pack, I guess when the engine pack came out, and it was just exploring, I guess, scripts and stuff that you can load and run on the game. But I don't know where, like I can't even find where the heck I got the displays at. Where were the displays? Here, okay. So we do have like a variety of different sensors. We have angle sensors, altitude sensors, speed and altitude, or attitude, not altitude. So we have accelerometers. So we have a lot of different things that we can use to maybe affect and turn on different things. Would be cool to use these along with the actuators right here, because this has a ton of actuators. Love to make a vehicle with some active aero technology, I guess, built into it, to where we can do active aero braking and then go test out everything on the race course. So there's a race course in this game, in one of the campaign sections of the game, where we can go and test our time on a race course. So I'd really want to see if we can make an engine first, something that's going to run decent. Maybe go with this. This is the 2x engine. I don't know how else to say that, but basically it's using the 2x2 block, I guess, size. But there's also a 1x1, which would be smaller, a smaller displacement, which could have a higher rev limit. So generally your like Formula style cars and Ferraris and all that will have like a 3-liter displacement type engine in them, and smaller displacement, higher revving, you know, up to 10 to 15,000 RPMs in some cases. But your bigger displacements will have a lower RPM range, but make a lot more torque lower end. So I don't know, we'll have to experiment with all this stuff and see what we can make. But so far, this is my, you know, how to make a V10 engine, I guess, and get it somewhat operational. And I don't know, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section and what you would like me to do to this thing. And if you have any ideas or know any way to make this function a little better, because I do think I need to adjust, like I said, the firing order and crank journal positions. So maybe we'll go to a flat plane and make a high revving V10 big block, if there's such a thing. But anyway, all right, well, I'm going to end the episode here. I think this is a good stopping point now that we got this working and operational, and I'll learn a little bit more about this engine stuff, and then we'll apply that in the next video and see if we can develop this a little bit further, and then start adding on our pulleys and accessories onto the front for our alternator and make sure we can deliver power. We also have fuel consumption and fuel tanks and things like that that we will need to connect to it as well. I know we can run without any of that stuff, but I kind of want to make it as realistic as possible. And then once we get the engine nailed down, then we'll start on the transmission side of things, and then start, you know, kind of shoehorning that into some kind of vehicle. So after we get this engine settled, then we'll start with the transmission, see if we can make like a really cool 6-speed or 4-speed or something like that, and then move into a vehicle design. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching and all the feedback and comments you guys are leaving. And just let me know what you think of this game and any other ideas you may have or any thoughts. Definitely welcome in the comment section. So appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot.